Follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome into the program. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Watching the show today, we appreciate it. For those of you on YouTube TV right now, listening on Sirius XM Channel 158, and either option there on the VSiN Watch app as well. Big show lined up today. Professional sports bettor Chris Macero on the program. He is huge into the ponies. He'll have a full breakdown this weekend, not just for the Derby race, but Friday, other races on Saturday as well. He's a part horse owner. I know he's been doing this pretty much his whole life. Very good on it. That's coming up in about 30 minutes. Steve West, soccer bets, Jonathan Davis on the NHL, J.R. Starkus on a Derby Day drink that you can have at your house to impress people a little bit later on. How you feeling today?
Can't wait. Yeah, Starkus in studio. Mix it up. What else can we drink other than the mint juleps? Let's go. 6 elimination games. Tonight's going to be nuts. Has the potential. See how many game sevens we get. And see how many. So all these series, the road team's up 3-2 in 5 of the 6.
Isn't that crazy?
It is. I'm going to set it at 3, heavily juiced to the over. Game sevens. Three teams that close it out, rather.
I hope. Okay. All right. Very good. We'll get to the NHL and some props that we like coming up in a little bit. We'll begin in the NBA. Knicks playing at the Pistons. Pistons small favorites here at home. And when you go back and look at what the previous numbers were like when these two teams played in Detroit earlier in the series, Game 3, the Knicks were minus 1.5. Total was 216.5, Pauly. New York won that game by 2. It flew over the total. Game 4 in Detroit. Yeah. In theory, right, Pistons had to have it. They got bumped up to a 2.5-point favorite. Total was 217. Dead under. Knicks won. A lot of people think the Pistons got screwed at the end of that game. Then Game 5 in New York, Knicks were 5.5. Total was down to 214. Pistons won, stayed under. And so now tonight, Pistons small favorites, and the total ticked down yet again. Here's a question. In this very important game, and I would say that maybe that Game 3 was an outlier in terms of how many points were scored overall.
Yeah.
Have we adjusted enough to the total here?
No. I mean, the Knicks are 26th in pace. And this has been a physical series.
Boy, you're not kidding.
I mean, the stuff down low and the battling and fatigue makes a coward of us all, too. So you got the short turnaround on top of it. A hardcore Knicks fan reached out and said there is no way Detroit's going in there and winning Game 7. But Bickerstaff was on that Houston team, or the Houston staff, rather, that came back to beat L.A. down 3-1. The home team has lost 4 in a row, and we know Detroit has lost 9 straight playoff games. But it's going to be rocking tonight, but we know Brunson's hurt, and he said he did a horrible job in the last game getting everyone else involved, in which they could not do, and they were stagnant offensively. So it's on him to get people involved, and also who's going to be aggressive here for the Knicks. Cat's got to be aggressive. They're at their best when all these guys chip in and score. The problem, they had a lot of that in the last game, but Brunson was 4 of 16.
Yeah.
So banged up with all these injuries, I think he has to facilitate and get other guys involved tonight from the get-go, especially Cat.
So, okay, there you go. There's the guy. There's the key guy I wanted to talk about here. I went to war with him in the previous game, Game 5, after he had 2 terrific games in a row, scoring the ball, and also shooting it from downtown. He did not have the same thing happen in Game 5, where, again, his usage rate, when you look at it right now in the playoffs, is at 19.4%. That is down from 25+% in the regular season. They have to get him involved more, specifically here. So when Brunson's talking about that, this is why you went out and got him, right? And your offense turned into like it was borderline elite for a long time this year with how good you were. He was a major reason why.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I have to go back to battle with him tonight, even though I lost those 3-point props in the previous game. He did make 2, but I had out props. Thibodeau has to know at this point that he's got to be a major factor here offensively.
That's why I like Brunson under 2.5 made threes as well. Got to get him involved. And
would you look at Brunson assists as well?
Yeah, that's not bad. He's got a high point prop, though, again, as well. But it's not like Detroit has a great defense. They should be getting what they want offensively because they have so many weapons. So what we envision this would look like when they made the big trade and acquired Bridges and Cadden. I don't think early on it was that way. They were scoring and couldn't stop anybody. But certainly I thought they'd be better offensively, and that hasn't been the case. And the other thing is that the series price, no matter what happens tonight, was out of whack. I mean, the Knicks couldn't be a $4 favorite.
Oh, no.
Based on how close these games have been the whole way in the whole series. And it tells you tonight that Detroit's a favorite to send it back to New York.
Well, and also, like the way the series is played out, this is a $4 favorite, and I can say this one more time because I absolutely mean it, and I think it's pretty true. The Pistons easily could have won this series in 5 games already. Mm-hmm. Hell, they could have swept them. A couple more things go their way. They get the call at the end of the other game where it was game 4, did not happen. Very close in game 3. They were outscored. They were, I thought, the better team for 3 full quarters in game 1, and they were outscored by 19 points to lose that game by double digits. So overall, they have played this team exceedingly well. And I like them. I do like them tonight. I like the Pistons in this game.
Well, why the hot starts on the road but not at home?
That's a terrific
backwards,
question.
right?
And why is Cat playing so well on the road?
Yep,
but not at home.
Don't know. I want to play Duren rebounds over. It's too rich though. It's getting high. It's up to 12.5. I do like Cade Cunningham to have the most points, rebounds, and assists in the game at $1.15. Now he'll fill up the stat sheet tonight.
He will,
so
for sure.
I have no problems with laying the $1.15 with Cade getting that done.
Yeah. So my official bet here is Cat over 2.5 made threes at 2-1.
Okay. All right. I'll go Brunson under 2.5.
All right.
Sounds good. Now we also agree that this series price and this line is out of whack as well. So game 3 was a fluke what the Clippers did, right? To bury them and take them out like this. But also this doesn't make sense. And I know you see here where it's 6.5, 7-point spread, and even though they're coming off a home loss, but they have a top 3 defense, and Denver was 21st in defense. Yet they lead the series, and now we got bad Harden showing up, and the Clippers season on the line tonight. So it's just out of whack with the power rating and how this has gone, and the Clippers have let a lot of people down here and made a lot of people look bad. Well, and I don't think you can lay 7 tonight. I think it's crazy.
Well, so I'm looking at the screen right now. That number was sitting at 7 for a long time. Most books are already down to 6. There are a couple of more 6.5s out there. Paul, I don't think it goes back to 7 either, right? I would not expect Clippers money tonight, would you? Like enough influential money to push it up all the way to that number?
Especially and Jeff Sherman made the case he thinks Harden will rebound. I can't bet on that. I mean, what was his deal the last couple games? Game 5, 11 points, only 9 shots. So as much as we hit on Cat, this guy's got to be aggressive, and this guy has got to attack and actually shoot threes. And you can't get outplayed by Brown. Which has happened. So the other thing was the defense was horrendous at the end under Malone, but the other knock was that it was too much Joker, and he was taking too many shots. Well, that's why I'm on Joker points under. Joker's points prop has gone under 3 of the last 4. They're at their best when he's getting Murray involved and Porter and Brown and Gordon, and that's when they're at their best too. And that was a big reason why I think Kroenke also decided to let Malone go and make the change to Adelman. But I'm shocked that we're at this point, especially after what happened in Game 3. So one prop would be Joker under points, but I wouldn't be surprised if Denver wins the game, and I think the Clippers are up against it.
Well, how close of a game do we get from Jamal Murray to what he had in Game 5?
Yeah, he's only 20.5.
I mean,
let's go with 28 points tonight.
Okay, but I would say the Clippers, it's coming back to the pack. Like, I would be stunned if he scored. I shouldn't say stunned. I would be mildly surprised if he scores 40-plus points again tonight because the guy is super good, obviously, and playoff Murray is a thing. But you just talked about it. The Clippers' defense overall, year-to-date, is really, really good.
Yes.
So they cannot allow this guy to go
last game.
It was
terrible.
Awful. I mean, Denver got whatever they wanted the entire time. So Joker, by the way, for the triple-double tonight. The games that were played in Los Angeles, he had 23, 13, and 13. And then in Game 4, he had 36, 21, and 8. He just missed a triple-double in that game. He bounced back with 1 in Denver. In the 5 games so far, he has had 3 triple-doubles. He missed another one by 1 rebound, and he missed the other one by 2 assists. Around even money tonight?
Sounds good. Damn right.
Also, I think Powell's going to have a nice game.
Well, yes, they need him too. But to me, it all starts with Harden. And I know a lot of people, I'm guilty of this as well. We were ready to call Kawhi one of the best of all time after what he did in Game 2. I'm saying he can do that every game, but he has to be more on that level and dominate and to take over as well. So I don't expect 15 and 19 again. Right. But again, the story, Denver +5 in the turnover battle in the 2 wins. In the last couple wins, -14 in the 2 losses. Harden, 32 points in Game 1. He's averaging 16 a game since and only shooting 40%. 14-2 run at home. One of the losses by 2 points to OKC. And also, what was that when you had a chance to take a stranglehold on the series where Denver's not playing the bench and you're down 20 in the 4th? You made the run to take the lead.
Of course.
But you shouldn't be down 20 points against these guys at home.
Totally agree. So here's what I'm doing with Powell, by the way. I think some people might look at the points. I'll look at three-pointers. I go back to the games that were played in L.A. already. In Game 3, well, first of all, a bunch of guys went off for the Clippers in that game. Kawhi had 21. Harden and Powell each had 20. Zubac had 19. Batum had 12. But Kawhi, Harden, and Powell each had 3 made threes in that game. In Game 4, Kawhi had 24. Powell had 22. Again, this is in Los Angeles. So Powell had 4 made threes in that game. JVT gave me this. Powell shot 45.2% on catch-and-shoot threes in the regular season. Only 36+% in the series so far. So 2.5, I bet over 30 cents on that. Over plus 30 cents on Powell to come back and have at least 3 more threes at home tonight. That's a good number. Circuit had even money on over. I found 30 cents. You might be able to find around that same number as well if you like it tonight. Shop around for sure, as always. But I think Norman Powell is going to play well. Because I think I can bank on him more than Harden.
Yes, I'll agree with that. Yeah. But, some of these have been strange games, and you don't know what to expect. And big props are cashed. Also, what you're doing from a lineup standpoint. He played Bogdanovich a lot in the last game after not playing him. How about what Redick did? Kleba hadn't played since, January?
Amazing.
He put him on the floor.
Yeah.
And then you see the Rockets go up-tempo, and they looked like the 2017 Warriors offensively.
They hit him right away and never looked back for the most part.
It's a good move.
Like a couple things. Murray's very good, obviously. I don't think he's going to play like that again in this series. Gobert will not put up a game like that again. And he was amazing last night. Tip of the cap to that guy.
Yeah.
Win-lose up next, a 120-1 shot that just missed. And we will get into the NHL games tonight as well here on VSiN.
Night? Wow, winning. Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser! Pauly Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
Well, it didn't look right after Game 1. And even though the Lakers won Game 2, it still didn't look right. I give them credit that they bounced back offensively in Minnesota. I mean, you're up 10 in the fourth quarter. But I still think the same thing would have happened. It would have been 3-2 Minnesota going back home, and they would have closed them out. I mean, Minnesota was... What were they, 7 of 47 from 3 or something?
9 of 47, I think, from 3.
Yeah. Edwards 0 of 11, DiVincenzo 2 of 12, and it's a tight game? What?
And they just kept chucking the entire game when they got whatever they wanted down low.
Yep. Wolves in 5, plus 925. The Lakers go out in 5. I can't believe it. This from David Purdom and everyone at ESPN. At FanDuel, 25% of the future bets were on the Lakers. 25% of all future bets. After the trade, with Luka going to the Lakers, it was the busiest day of NBA futures. Half the bets were on the Lakers, and someone put 100,000 on the Lakers at 10-1. After the trade, they went from 40-1, and as we said, as low as 10-1, and they go out in 5 in the first round. Although the big thing that hurt them was they thought they had Williams from Charlotte that could have helped, and then he didn't pass the physical. What's he doing? Putting the happy face emoji after.
Oh, I missed that. What happened?
That's ridiculous. He did the smiley face after the game. It's like you play for Charlotte. I mean, what? Good job by Barkley ripping him. It's like, but that's to get blown out like that, incredible. Gobert was 120-1 to score the most points in the game. He missed by 1. He had 27. Luka had 28. Oh. Most threes, Hachimura 16-1. That's the other thing. He was good in this series. Yeah. Still lost in 5. Rockets 2.5 up to 4.5. Ice cream. Most points. Van Vliet had that one 18-1. Most threes plus 370. Come right back with Freddie props tomorrow. Most assists, Sengun plus 550. Dyson Daniels most improved 150-1. Ovechkin first goal plus 850. Florida in 5 plus 580. Rockies plus 235 yesterday. Pittsburgh plus 160 yesterday. Cubs beat them today and beat Skeens. Orioles plus 120 going off the favorite. Likewise with Cleveland. Subscribe, be part of the team, vsin.com. Our radio and podcast friends, you always want to see these tweets and videos. At Pauly Does Vegas on Instagram. Send them in. We'll put you on like this one. I love this where you can call your dog without calling your dog and find out where he's at. Just open the refrigerator or open a can of food or a package, and they'll come. Oh, here he comes, right? You open the bag, come down the steps, come, oh, peekaboo. Peekaboo. Do that. I'm that all the time. Can't find my dog. Where is he? And then you open up a snack, and every single time.
Oh, he wants to go for a ride on the
Here they
four-wheeler.
come. Oh, that's a good one, too. Yeah.
This is all very relatable.
Yes. Yep.
As soon as I
My
open
dog-
up our pantry door, they come flying in from outside.
Yep. Jordan does it every time I open the fridge. Absolutely. This is a unique one. This guy really wants to. Listen to what he's barking about here.
What do you want? You want your skateboard? Is that your skateboard? Is that what you want? You want your skateboard?
And here comes a tornado. Here we go. He runs out the door, barking, wants his skateboard, flying down the steps. He did. That was a good one, yeah. He keeps doing the 360s, the tornadoes, and he almost fell down. And then here he is. Here's his skateboard. Yeah. Take off, buddy. Tony Hawk, go ahead. Oh, there you go. That is awesome.
If I had a dog that liked riding a skateboard, I would do it for hours every single day of my life.
I know. How incredible. He's not the only one, but this guy can't wait. Get after it. Barking at him, and he sees the skateboard and then all the 360s, and he gets dizzy. It almost falls down. We have it all here. Excellent. I love that one. Thanks to the people who sent it in. Tampa Bay goes out in 5. Another shocker. They have lost 9 of their last 10 home playoff games. Florida, no problem. And the one bad beat, the Red Sox were up 6-0 and blew it. Come on. Want to bet smarter, not louder? Check out the Sharp Plays at sharpplays.com, where real bettors go to get ahead. Chasing steam, copying picks, and recycling the same old value plays. They're not sharp. Sharp Place is the source they're echoing. Since 2011, locked in with what the real pros are betting. A big group, sharp money, the kind that move the markets. And when the Sharp Plays jumps on the side, the line reacts. Insider info, great AI tools. Get ahead of the game. Free betting reports, real-time alerts, next-level intel via email or on X. And don't take anyone's word for it. Check the receipts. Full betting logs live on the site. Don't follow the crowd when you can lead it. SharpPlays.com. Respected, watched, and feared. Been with us since day one. The Sharp Plays.
Seeing this on Instagram, Superbook here in Las Vegas. They allow you to parlay home run bets. Not every place does. They do. One bettor over there today put $1,000 on a Kyle Tucker and Suzuki home run parlay. Paid more than $46,000.
Come on.
Probably, bigger numbers that you're going to find on those two guys because they're taking on Paul Skeens today. They both went yards. Skeens did not have it. Got lit up a little bit.
Well, he was good till the 5th, and they got 3 bombs off him, so that was absolutely. What could the Cubs' record be, number one, if they were playing bad teams and they had a good bullpen? Well, second most blown saves in the league now.
We'll find out this month. They play a bunch of good teams, but again, they have 12 combined against 3 of the worst teams in the entire league. And they were a very popular bet to have the most wins in the month of May.
All right, talk to me, Goose. What do you got? This is awesome.
I like a lot tonight in the NHL.
Damn right.
So again, here's what I'm going to do, because I think the Wild, again, are absolutely live to win this game and live to still potentially win the series, but I'm going to wait. This game starts at 4:30 out here local time, so it's going to be 30 minutes after we get off the show. I don't think I'm going to have a bet before then, because my guess is Las Vegas, some sportsbooks here will take tons of money on the Golden Knights. Of course they will. And I think they're just going to keep moving that number up. And if I can grab at the Wild at plus 150 or maybe even a little bit higher, that's going to be my play in this game. This number it's insane to me.
Gustafsson should be back. I was reading NBC in Minnesota, KARE 11. He should be back. So that's what a weird thing with the flu, and it happens after the second period. All 5 first periods have gone over. I like Stone over shots on goal, 1.5 minus 170.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and we'll see if your guy Eichel can do something tonight as well. But I number one, I think the price is outrageous, not only tonight but also for the series, and you can grab plus 540 on Minnesota. I think it's mispriced, and all these games have been close. Mm-hmm. So right back with the first period over. I don't mind goal in the first 10. I will point out 5 of the last 7 games we've had an empty net goal too. So that's big as well, because you're talking about every game here where can be elimination. Yeah. And again, when the goalie comes, was it Tampa? Tampa pulled the goalie with 4 minutes left?
Sure they did.
And I think Montreal did too. So goalie comes out, he stays out. Yep. So that's a good angle as well, and you can bet that, and Davis will be on that with props coming up.
Not even handicapping the game. It's the price is, to me, completely out of whack. Got to grab a number when it gets that high. Some player props that I like tonight. about in the Stars Avalanche game? Mikko Rantanen shots on goal is 2.5. The over is plus money. In the series so far, Pauly, he's had, in order, 3, 5, 1, and 6 shots on goal. So he's been over this number 4 times out of 5 games, and it's 2.5 sitting at plus money. I had to grab that. And then your big boy here is Nathan MacKinnon. He has 31 shots on goal in 5 games. He's gone over 3.5 in every single game. He went over 6.5 in 3 of them. Over 4.5 is plus money. What do you think about that? Is 4.5 too wacky because of what he's done so far in the 5 games, or
I don't think so.
It's desperation time for the Avalanche. So
Yep. Also, every Vegas game has gone over but 1, and the magic number is 3. From ESPN.com, Vegas has won 41 playoff games in a row when they score at least 3 goals. That's incredible.
Wow.
Yep. And then how about Toronto? Here we go. First goal is huge tonight in this game. Huge. Underdogs, they lose. We're going back to Toronto for Game 7. Power play was nasty to start. They've struggled the last couple games. And it's just the history here. 1-13 or 1-14 elimination games going back. I can't believe the comments after they lost 4-0. We're fine. We're going to be okay. We'll see tonight. I know. I have no faith in Toronto tonight. No faith. And I think if Ottawa gets the first one, watch out.
Well, if you have no faith tonight, you're not going to have a lot of faith in them in Game 7 back at home, where it's absolutely squeaky bum time.
Absolutely. All the pressure on them, yeah. Well, all the pressure's on them right now.
You want to take a slice of Ottawa to win the series?
I did. Plus 320.
All right. You could also do a rollover parlay, too.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. What is it now? What are they, $1.20, $1.15 tonight? Yep. This is unfortunate. I thought this was going to be a short series. So they're also playing with history as well. And then Edmonton. 14-1 all time when they lead a series 3-2. Third team in NHL history to be down 0-2 and come back and win 3, and they're all comeback wins. The goalie change was incredible. Going to Pickard was great, and getting Skinner out of there, and it's been total domination the last 4 periods. Total domination.
All right, I know.
Hiller had a big reason why this is 3-2 Edmonton as well. But are we getting carried away, though? What, 77%, almost 80% of the bets are on Edmonton now?
I would say. I mean, especially with the way the series was much closer than the 5th game, which is what people are remembering, obviously, here. Recency bias. I will tell you this. FanDuel and DraftKings, 2 different opinions on this game tonight with the total. FanDuel has 5.5. Now over is minus 142. DraftKings has under 6.5.
Really?
Under is minus 125. I don't know. The juice probably not worth buying both, but there was a middle there. Chris Macero, Pro Bettor on the Kentucky Derby. Next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Another huge week in sports and with the ponies. It is Derby week and comes up on Saturday already. Our Derby guide is out. More details on that coming up here in a minute at VSiN. Now we welcome in professional sports bettor and horse bettor, Chris Macero, to the program. He's in studio. Good afternoon, buddy. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
Doing well. You've been involved with horses for what, pretty much your entire life?
I wouldn't say my entire life. A good friend of mine, Dave Jaffe, and his family were super into horses, and they brought me up to Saratoga when I was younger. And when I moved out to San Diego, it was just a natural thing with Del Mar being as close as it was. You get involved in a couple syndicates. You become friends with some trainers, some owners. Next thing you know, you're over your head with a couple colts that are getting born every other year. It's crazy. So yeah, right now I own big pots of like 3 horses. They're just, I got a 2-year-old, a 1-year-old, and one that was just born, a colt that was just born. So it's a lot. And, hopefully at one point we'll get a chance to have them run or win or get claimed, or you can sell them in a sale. It's just a lot to it, but it's fun. It's fun to be around the game. It's a cool sport with a lot of access. When you're at the track, you can really feel like you're very involved in the whole process.
I've heard it's super cheap when you might have a good horse and then you have to put it through training and the daily take that it has, right?
It's unbelievable. The trainers these days, they have a lot of work to do. They're up at 4 a.m. and they're late nights and all the things that go along with training a horse. So I wouldn't want to be in their position. They do get they do get compensated well. But it is expensive, especially when you own the horse all by yourself and there's not many other people involved. It's definitely a big money thing, and I'm not a big money guy, so I'm hoping that we get some of these horses running, or like I said, you can put them in the sale and see what happens.
All right, let's go in order here. So that means Derby's coming up here in a few minutes with Chris Macero. Friday, the 8 Bells race, which is race number 9. Guide us through this one, Chris.
Yeah, this is a race for 3-year-old fillies on the dirt, 7 furlongs. This race is going to be a super hot pace. There's a 12-horse field, and based on my calculations, the majority of the horses are looking to go for the lead. It's just the way it sets up, and I'm not sure if I'd want to be with any of those pace horses in this race. So the logical horse, and he happens to be the favorite in this race, is Eklatant. It's a Brad Cox horse, Luis Saez. Saez is absolutely on fire right now. And the 12 spot is a perfect post in a 7-furlong race at Churchill. So he's probably the most likely winner, and I'm definitely going to use him in sequential bets and maybe on top and tries exactas. But what I'm looking at in this race is 2 horses that are the only 2 horses that are going to be coming off the pace. And like I said, it's going to be a super hot tempo up front. It's going to be a perfect setup for these 2 horses. The 2-horse Evanescence and the 7-horse Mandela. The 2 horses, Luan Machado for Eddie Keneally. It's 20-1 morning line. And the Mandela horse is 15-1 morning line. That's Bejarano for Chris Hartman. And this Bejarano horse is a light on class. He's running 2 maiden races. He came in second. He won his last time out. He's going to appreciate the distance. It's a big step up in class. So it's like from going from AAA to the majors. It's going to be his first big start. So. But he hasn't done anything wrong, and I think he's going to appreciate the extra furlong. So if you like the 12 as the favorite, who's the most logical winner with one of the better trainers and better jockeys, if you can link him up with the 2 and the 7 in exactas or in a try, or if you want to hit the all button in a super somewhere where you play 12 over 2-7 with all with 2-7 or 12 over 2-7 with 2-7 with all, you might be able to catch one of these bigger prices as a closer, Evanescence or Mandela, in that race.
Very good. Okay. How about the Oaks, race 11?
Okay, so the Oaks, another huge favorite. Good cheer. It's done nothing wrong. The horse is 6-0. Also trained by Brad Cox. But I'm going to try to beat this horse just due to the fact that this is the biggest field this horse she's ever run in, and the horse it's 6-5 on the morning line. There's some really good horses in here, and the way I think the race is going to set up is there are 4 horses that are definitely going to the lead. You have Simply Joking, who recently just worked out a ridiculous workout, one of 49, 58-4 at Churchill the other day. So that horse is working out great. That horse came in second in the fantasy at Oaklawn. You have La Cara, who's got Flavian Pratt on him. You have Tenma, a Bob Baffert shipper from California that's coming in. We know Bob Baffert's all about speed. And then another speed horse on the outside. I usually don't like to play speed horses this far out, but this Quiet Side horse has Jose Ortiz on him, another really solid horse. And then there's 2 closers, I think, that have a shot if this whole race collapses with being such a hot pace. And that's Ballerina d'Oro and Take Charge Milady. Those are the 6 and the 10. So what I'm going to do in this race, and you can back it up with Good Cheer if you want to put Good Cheer in there and tries and exactas, but I'm just going to try to beat Good Cheer in the Oaks Derby double. I'm going to play a 2, 6, 7, 9, 10, 14, 6 horses with journalism in the Kentucky Derby. So $2 bet, that's only going to cost you $12. And you can already see in the future betting right now what the payouts are going to be. Like, it's obviously going to change. A lot more money is going to come into the pool. But right now, if you were just going to take Good Cheer with journalism, the favor in the Oaks, the favor in the Derby, it's only going to pay 6-1. So I'm just going to throw that horse out. I'm going to try to beat him with some of these others, like I said, 2, 6, 7, 9, 10, 14. And the payouts are already at, it's 53-1 for the 2, or 23-1 for the 7, 44-1 for the 9, 30 for the 14, 70-1. 89-1 for the 6 and 10. So that's just going to be my strategy there in a multi-race bet, horizontal. Obviously, you're going to use Good Cheer. Horse is 6-0. It's Brad Cox. He's done nothing wrong. But I'm just going to try to take a shot and beat this horse in the Oaks.
All right, follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. We're talking horse racing this week. It is Derby week with professional sports bettor Chris Macero. Which nickname do you prefer from Humans and Von Tobel? Casanova Chris Macero or Chris Spittin' Mad Macero?
Spittin' Mad's pretty good. I mean, I like, Casanova, that was just Bobby Buckets gave me that as we met a few ladies after the track at Del Mar one day, and we were just dancing on it. We had a little dance moves on the dance floor. Humans wasn't doing too much dancing. He was just standing, making fun of me and Bobby. So that's why I got anointed that name.
All right. You want to get into the double, or do you want to get into the Derby City
Well, that would be the double. I'm just going to play journalism on top. I don't think he's going to get beat. He's the best horse in the race. Derby City Distaff, real quick. Another race with a lot of speed. Last year I came on the set before the Derby. We talked about Vava. My friends own that horse, Belladonna Racing. Vava won. Vava's off a 6-month layoff, but working out amazing. 47 flat the other day. This is just a loaded field with a bunch of horses that are going to go to the front. The 2 Copian, 5 Holland Ice, 6 Mystic Lake, Emery the 9, 10 Darth Vader, 12 Hope Road. That's Baffert. They're all going to the lead. So I think in this race, maybe Emery gets the jump on Vava, but I like Vava to just fall back on her class. She's been working out great. She looks great. I like Vava at 6-1. I'm not sure if we're going to get 6-1. And another price I do like is the 11 horse, Positano Sunset. Just came off a great win, 2 back-to-back wins, horses in good form, and it's a closer. So there's not many closers in this race. Again, a lot of speed. I think Vava sits mid-pack, but I think Positano Sunset, the 11, has a shot at a big price, 12-1, to maybe swoop the field and get there on the money.
Okay, so you're going to stick around for another segment here. Let's hold on to your Derby bets.
Okay.
And exactly like your best advice for what you want to do, and the audience maybe getting involved on Saturday as well. Can I ask you this, though? Give me a horse or two for the Derby that you've already drawn a line through. Like you want nothing to do with them.
The Toby Keith horse, God rest his soul. That horse, rendering, I can't even get the name on the top of my head, but that horse, there's a lot of horses.
Render Judgment?
Yes, that horse is not going to win. And Owen Almighty is not going to win. There's a lot of horses, well, once you qualify, which is an interesting story. Just I'll throw back on this. I was at Gulfstream last year when Jason Worth and the connections with Dornock won. They won the Fountain of Youth, and that gave them enough points to get into the Derby. I'm just like, there's no way this horse is going to win the Derby. Fast forward, it ended up winning the Belmont, which is completely crazy, but because they ran at a different distance. But I'm like, there's no way this horse is going to win the Derby. But they're like, we're going to the Derby. We're going to the Derby. We don't care. We're going to the Derby. So a lot of these ownership groups, even though they really have no chance to win, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. You're going to the Derby with all your friends, and the horse is the Derby horse. But Owen Almighty and the Rendering Judgment horse, I just don't think have any shot. Those are two I'm definitely drawing a line through.
All right, very good. Our Derby guide's out. It's phenomenal. Whether you're placing your first bet or whether you're playing the ponies for years, the VSiN Kentucky Derby betting guide, everything you need to get ahead on Derby Day. A breakdown on how to bet horse racing, which is great for beginners. Detailed previews on the Derby and the Oaks. Best bets from the racing experts in there. It's yours with the VSiN Pro subscription. Today, $9.99. Get your first 30 days. The Derby Guide, every best bet, every host, every guest, and the betting splits. VSiN.com/subscribe. Jump aboard today and get the guide.
All right, more with professional bettor Chris Macero up next. We will get into his best bets and how to attack the Derby. Also, good and bad post positions. How deep is this Derby? Is there a true Triple Crown threat? That's all coming up here on VSiN.
This is your before and after story, where your first steps towards a new life-changing career begin. Southeastern College can take you there. We offer in-demand hybrid and online programs with hands-on training, led by in-field career professionals, and career services to put you on the path to a rewarding and fulfilling future. This is where your transformation begins. Southeastern College, your future is bright. Visit sec.edu to get started.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
We continue here talking Kentucky Derby with professional bettor Chris Macero, in town from San Diego. Loves this week. One of your favorite weekends of the entire year?
Oh, definitely one of my favorite weekends. I've been coming out this weekend I mean, ever since I moved to San Diego, which is over 19 years ago, I've been coming for this weekend all the time. We used to have a bigger group, and the groups change, and people drop off, new people pop in, but I've always remained consistent. And the COVID year we weren't here, but every other year it's great. I mean, usually there's a great fight or a UFC or a big concert. It's just like a great vibe. The Cinco de Mayo. So awesome week to be here, and the weather's perfect this weekend, so. It's finally warmed up a little bit, It's been a little chilly.
You'll sit at a book tomorrow and Saturday and bet the races all day long.
I think Davey over at and Jennifer over at the Wynn. I'll be there at 7:30 a.m. tomorrow.
Really?
And John Murray over at Westgate on Saturday. I'll be there just as early. We got a nice little setup. You guys are more than welcome to come by, and hopefully we'll have some winners.
How deep is the Derby this year? Like how many horses have, in your opinion, a realistic chance to win this thing?
Well, when I was looking at the Oaks Derby double will pays, one thing caught my attention, and it's that the third favorite, or the likely third favorite, is going to be the wild card, which is the Luxor Cafe, the Japanese horse. This horse is getting pounded in that daily double. So he's tough. You don't know. It's a different training style. It's the races are different. They go in the different direction. It's just. I don't know. I was huge on Forever Young last year, and if it wasn't for the trip, he would have won, I think, kind of easily, but he got third. So I'm not sure how deep it is. I think Journalism is by far and away the best horse. I'm not sure. I mean, if it rains, who knows? Because none of these horses there hasn't been any preps there was rain this year.
You don't agree with that?
So.
You don't think Journalism's...
Oh, no, I do, but he said by far and away.
Yeah, I just think he's by far and away the best. He looks great. He has a great running style. He has the perfect post. He's going to sit mid-pack or closer to mid, the second pack. And there's so much speed. They got, you have the two Bafferts, the 1 and the 4, Citizen Bull and Rodriguez that are going to the front. It's Baffert. Rodriguez scares me a little bit more. Just because he had such a good effort in the Wood, and he's got Mike Smith, the oldest guy to win a Derby, and he can keep adding to that because the guy is he's endless. He's just in great condition, and I think Mike's 58 or 59. He's just you see him, he looks awesome. He's such a great guy, and he could definitely do it. He can get loose on the lead. Maybe if there's a little moisture in the track, maybe there's a little rain, you get out there. But I'm just telling you, the 8 spot is a great spot to be. The 7 spot is a great spot to be too. In the last few years, you've had Justify win from the 7. You had Medina Spirit win from the 8, got disqualified, and the horse that got second was Mandaloon, who was the 7 spot. So 7 and 8 are right where you want to be. Journalism's in the 8 spot. There is going to be a super hot pace, so that could lead to the Sandman or Sovereignty, the 2 big closers, to come chase him down. So I think the race... It sets up, obviously, for Journalism. He's the favorite. But then you have the 2 Bafferts who are going to go to the lead, huge pace presence. Then you have the mid-pack contender, this Burnham Square, who everyone, kind of shrugs off, but kind of keeps on chugging away and keeps upsetting people. And he's having a great spring. And he's ridden by Brian Hernandez, who they always say Brian gives you an extra length at Churchill, as we saw last year when he won with Mystic Dan. Crazy rail skim and ride. And then you have the wild card Luxor Cafe. You have the 2 closers that have an opportunity, Sovereignty and Sandman. And then there's one bomb that I really like who ran wide throughout the first turn and the second turn in the Wood, but kept on going, had a lot of grit. It's that Grande. He's 21. He's taking some money early. I saw him down to as low as 17 to 1. And you got to look out for this horse. It's Johnny V. John Velasquez. It's owned by Rapoli, Mike Rapoli Stables, biggest outfit in the country. And it's Todd Pletcher. I mean, Todd Pletcher doesn't have a great percentage, but he's won the Derby before. He's one of the best trainers in the country. And the horse, he was wide and he kept on coming. If he gets a better trip, he could be right there. So those are my horses that I think are logical. Do I think they all can win? No, but I think they're logical. Maybe if things break perfectly for one of them, they could win. So my favorite bet on the Derby day is the Super. And the reason I like it is because there's no 10-cent Supers or 20 cents. It's $1. So the pool's big. You can't do crazy. You can do crazy tickets, but they're going to cost you. So $1 super, when you're adding a bunch of horses, adds up quick. So if you wanted just to take journalism on top with all those horses I just mentioned, the 1, 4, 7, 9, 10, 17, 18, and put them all the way down in second, third, and fourth spots, that's going to cost you for $1, $210. It's a sensible bet, a lot of fun. Journalism wins. You hope you catch those. You have 7 shots, 7 chances for 3 spots. It's logical. It's not going to pay astronomical because those are the most logical horses. But what I like to do, you spend a little bit more money, you take, say, the 4 most logical underneath journalism. So you go journalism with, say, Rodriguez, the fastest Baffert, the 4, say Burnham Square, the 9, the 2 closers, Salmon and Sovereignty, and you throw in Luxor Cafe. So now you have the journalism over 5 horses, over the same 5 horses, and then in the last spot, you hit the all button. Obviously, that makes the ticket more expensive. It's $360, and you can kind of maneuver it any way you want. If you have a bigger budget, you could put the all in third place, and you put those 5 horses in second and those 5 horses in fourth. And you can put the all in second place, and you can do those 5 horses in third, those 5 horses in fourth. That way, if journalism wins, there's a pretty good chance you're going to hit the super, and then you're just hoping a crazy bomb comes in. The year Justify won, we're at the win, we're screaming, we can see we have Justify. And I might have told this story before. We knew we had second and third because we had the other 3 or 4 horses in our little group, but we had the all button for fourth. So we're screaming, who got fourth? Who got fourth? And it was in Stilled Regard at 90-1, and the super paid $19,000. So I heard Chris Felica talk about it on one of the shows last night. It's such an exciting day and it's such an exciting weekend because the fields are so big and the pools are so gigantic that even if the favorite wins, you can still make 20 grand on a super on a $200 bet if you just happen to have the right combination and one of the big prices that you saw that someone else didn't see comes in. That's why I don't really like, I don't think those horses could win, like we talked earlier, Owen Almighty and the Toby Keith horse, but I don't ever like to throw anyone out of my super. I like to have an all in a couple different spots just for the excitement of, hey, maybe like Rich Strike came in and 90-1. He won the thing, which is insane, but you want to get that horse in fourth or third, and that's when the super really blows up and you can make a bunch of money.
Okay.
Very good.
Do you have a game plan and how you're going to attack these futures that are capped off by OKC, which you mentioned before, along with Tribuco, that you like to close with the shortest price, whether it's to win the West or win the whole thing? How are you going to attack this?
Well, what I did was I didn't think, even if Denver beats the Clippers this week.
You're a huge favorite now. The net series price is astronomical.
But even if Denver beats them, they don't have the depth, in my opinion. I could be completely wrong. I know they have the best player in the world to beat OKC. I also don't think Golden State has the depth to beat OKC. So what I did before the playoffs, I had 1,000. Well, my tickets, just to recap quick, we gave it out before the Super Bowl, Philly alternate total with the 5 college basketball teams, one being Florida, with OKC to win the West. So I'm sitting on a really nice ticket. If OKC wins the West, I have a lot of money to play with. Before the playoffs, I took the 2 teams that scared me the most, and I threw in a little Lakers, which is already out. So, but the Clippers, I got at 16-1 to win the West, and I got Minnesota at 22-1 to win the West. And I've linked them up additionally as we've gone with some other hockey stuff, and I threw in some future baseball stuff with them as well. So if they do beat OKC, I'm going to have some bigger tickets down the line. I'm also going to probably see what the series line is coming out versus either Denver or the Clippers, probably add a little bit more. And I talked to Jeff Benson. He says they're going to keep up the no on the conferences all throughout the playoffs. So if you ever want to just come down and bet the no on OKC, you can get plus 165. So anyone who has that bet with OKC closing with the Florida tickets, you can just bet the no and you can secure victory.
See, that's a great spot to be in, and why you would close a cross-sport parlay on the shortest shot or the big favorite, right? Because books like Circa, not all of them do, but Circa certainly does, they leave the no up a lot.
Yeah, he said I called him before the playoffs, and he said we're going to leave it up, so it's great. So you always have that fall back on it. Hey, if I just want to make, I want to win the ticket, which is, mid 5 figures. But if, hey, you ever want to just cash out, you want to make 5,000 or make 7,000, you can do it.
All right, buddy. That was awesome. Thank you for the time. kill it with the ponies this weekend, okay?
All right, let's get some winners and
See you Saturday.
Hope we'll see you guys Saturday.
I'll bring Jordan.
Yeah, bring Jordan. We love Jordan.
There you go. Professional bettor Chris Macero on the program. Up next, final weekend of the lower leagues in soccer. Steve Wiss on the program to give out some best bets.
Yeah.